Coming up on Lexington Now, a new council member, Global Lex opens, and a facelift for Short Street ahead of Breeders' Cup. This and more up next on this week's edition of Lexington Now. Roberts, and welcome to another edition of Lexington Now, where we take a look at the news that shapes your urban county government. Well, with the recent unfortunate passing of 12th District Council member Ed Lane, a vacancy was created on the Urban County Council. Mayor Jim Gray has appointed a new council person, and he was introduced this past week.
I want to welcome everyone, and including especially the Hensley family, wife Vicki and sons Zach, Carter, and Benjamin. We are also joined here by Vice Mayor Steve Kay, Council members Richard Maloney, Kevin Stennett, James Brown, Siobhan Akers, Jake Gibbs, Susan Lamb, Bill Farmer, Angela Evans, Jennifer Scutchfield, Fred Brown, Jennifer Masadi, Amanda Mays Bledsoe, and Peggy Henson. Today, I am pleased to announce my choice for 12th District Council member is Russ Hensley. The more I talked to Russ in the last few days about serving on the council, the more he made me think about a letter from way back, September the 2nd of 1789. It was a letter John Adams wrote to his son Thomas about public business, about serving the public, advising his son Thomas to first have a career, then engage in public affairs. And this is a quote from that letter. "Let him have a trade, a profession, a farm, a shop, something whereby he can honestly live, and then he may engage in public affairs, if invited, upon independent principles." That's what Adams wrote. Russ Hensley has taken that advice very much to heart. Russ is a businessman, co-founding Hensley Elam, an information technology services company here in Lexington, and he's a partner in 2 other businesses. Now Russ is ready to engage in public affairs upon independent principles, as Adams wrote. Russ says he wants to give back, to invest in Lexington, where his businesses have grown and thrived. Much like the late Ed Lane, Russ believes in the importance of seizing economic opportunity and growing businesses organically, and I am sure his work on the council will reflect those beliefs. In addition to his business experience, I want to mention the volunteer work Russ does with the U.S. Air Force Auxiliary, the Civil Air Patrol as a search and rescue pilot. He worked with the Kentucky Division of Emergency Management during the ice storm of 2009, and he has coordinated multiple missing person, aircraft, and severe weather damage assessment missions. Russ, thank you for that service. It is now my great pleasure to introduce Russ Hensley, our new 12th District Council member. Russ.
Thank you, Mayor Gray. First things first, I know the appointment comes as a result of an unfortunate circumstance of the passing of Ed Lane, and we'll try to respect his thoughts and positions with heavy consideration as I go forward. I would like to thank my family and my work family and mentors who over the past 17 years have tested me and forged my mettle into who I am today, so that I can serve the 12th District in Lexington while we take into consideration several large pending issues. I've been reviewing notes and video from the lovely thing called the internet of all your guys' work. And jump on some trains that have proverbially left the station and catch up. I'm excited to be an advocate of the Gigabit City Initiative and start to welcome any inputs into that as we try to get some major stakeholders, the 12th District, involved in that, like the Fayette Alliance, and I've reached out to some of their board members already as we've been working through this process. As a business owner and entrepreneur, I hope to bring some critical thinking and financial responsibility to bear in these tasks that are immediately at hand with economic development of Lexington. And thank you.
Thank you, Russ, and again, congratulations. In just a minute, I will be asking Fayette Circuit Judge Pamela R. Goodwine, a citizen herself of the 12th District, to join us at the podium to administer the oath of office. Now, Russ, you are about to hear some interesting language about fighting a duel with deadly weapons. Russ, we all hope this dual fighting section of the oath does not present any significant problems for your appointment. Judge Goodwine, if you'll come forward, and our council clerk, Meredith Nelson, will be holding the Bible today. Meredith is leaving us for the county clerk's office, and this is an opportunity for us all to thank her for her service.
Russ, you'll raise your right hand, place your left hand on the Bible. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully execute to the best of your ability the office of council member, Lexington Fayette Urban County Government, according to law? And do you further solemnly swear that since the adoption of the present Constitution, that you, being a citizen of this state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within this state nor out of it, nor have you sent or accepted a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, nor have you acted as second in carrying out such a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus offending, so help you God? Please respond.
I do.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
For more information about our new council member, you can log on to the city's website. It's lexingtonky.gov. Lexington's increasingly diverse population has created the need for more services that cater to our international population, and Global Lex is the answer. It was recently opened this past week.
So many of you know, Global Lex houses the city's Office of Multicultural Affairs. For many years, this office has worked with individuals who have limited English proficiency. And as our international community continues to grow, the city and the council recognize that more resources are needed. Yes, the global environment is thriving here in Lexington. Nearly 20% of our residents come from other countries. We are connected to the world around us more now than ever. But it's important to find ways to improve communication and understanding. Global Lex will help meet the needs of our diverse community with multilingual services, citizenship classes, driver's education, and public safety classes.
I think first and foremost, I need to thank the mayor and his amazing staff. His senior staff has been tremendously supportive of this effort, and without their help, without the mayor, without the CAO, Sally Hamilton, without the council and their support, this could never happen. And then the other part of the story is you. All of you who have helped so much in so many ways to bring this about, whether it's artists or university professors. We have 7 universities represented in the professors that have been helping us to start our pilot programs. And we're so very, very grateful for all of this collaboration. It could not happen without all of you.
Isabel's done, as you all know, and she just illustrated, Isabel's done a terrific job leading this effort and transforming this office into Global Lex. There are several multi-purpose rooms, computers for training and tutoring, and with the help of LexArts, an extraordinary art gallery in the front lobby. As Isabel just shared with us, it features the original work of artists from all over the world who now call Lexington home. The Global Lex Gallery is representative of the talent and creativity in our city, the quality of life that attracts so many to Lexington.
Typically, I'm content to stand in the background and just applaud, but this opening has special meaning for me. I grew up in a town in Massachusetts, a mill town that was an immigrant town. We had people at that time from all over, mostly Europe, and so it wasn't as diverse as this community is becoming, but it was very diverse. And my father came to this country as a child with his family from Russia in 1923. So I am a child of immigrants. I understand the immigrant experience. My grandmother spoke with an accent all her life. And I understand what immigrants add to a community. And this is so exciting for Lexington to becoming more diverse and to be recognizing what that diversity brings to us. So thank you all for being here.
Isabel Taylor and her network have worked tirelessly to make sure that the international community is heard and that they receive the information they need to be engaged as a community member. The opening of the Global Lex is an opportunity for Lexington to boost networking and outreach that will build barriers to cultural and economic growth. As the mission of Global Lex states, the center provides the deliberate encouragement of civic engagement and mutual understanding. Working together as a community, this can be accomplished, and we are accomplishing it.
Well, really, like Vice Mayor Kay, I was prepared to stay in the background. I don't have any prepared remarks here, but I do want to say this to all of you this morning. It is undeniable that the greatness of America has been premised on its diversity. It is people of all nationalities, of all backgrounds, from the Far East to the West, to those who were here long before America became America, that has helped build this country and make us great. And America will only be great so long as we continue to celebrate our diversity. That our richness lies in the fact that we have people, of different cultures, different heritages, different languages. And that only strengthens us, not divides us. So I say to you as I close that I want us to continue this quilt-like aspect of America, because only through this quilt-like quality will we enhance what we have here in this country. Thank you very much.
Immigrants, internationals are making history in Lexington. Today is part of that history. But history means that we are coming from someplace. And there is a history behind this space. It used to be the Cardinal Valley Center. At one point in time, it was closed. And now, thank you guys, we are reopening again. And Global Lex now is not just about the Latino community. On the contrary, it's about our international community. And it is about Lexington, because we are part of Lexington, because we make this Lexington the way that it is, and therefore it's wonderful to have a Global Lex today, embracing all our international community. And thank you, Isabel, for all that effort.
Salgo a caminar por la cintura cósmica del sur, piso en la región.
For more information, you can visit the city's website. It's lexingtonky.gov. And coming up after the break, we'll tell you why Short Street is looking a lot prettier these days.
Way to go, Lexington! Participation and collection totals from the Rosie Recycling Program are at all-time highs. Now it's time for a quick reminder on what materials can go in your Rosie Recycling container. Paper and cardboard products, canned products with contents removed. We accept milk, juice, soda, and laundry plastic bottles and jugs. And glass products. No Pyrex, ceramics, or plate glass is allowed. Place only metal cans in the Rosie. Don't place other metals such as car parts, cookware, propane tanks, chains, or garden hoses in the Rosie. These items cannot be recycled by LFUCG and slow down processing efficiency. For more information about the Rosie Recycling Program, please call LexCall 311 or log on to lexingtonky.gov/waste management.
Welcome back to the show. The city of Lexington scored a major coup in securing the Breeders' Cup for the city of Lexington. And so in hosting all of our international guests, we want to make sure that we put our best foot forward, which is why Lexington is hosting a Breeders' Cup Downtown Arts and Entertainment Festival. Part of this festival will take place on Short Street, and so Short Street is getting a makeover.
Short Street may have the name Short, but we attended a news conference that shows you how Short Street is long on potential.
Everybody here knows that there's a lot of history packed into this mile-long street, Short Street. And this fall, it's going to have an opportunity to make history again when the Breeders' Cup comes to town. Short Street will be the focal point for the Kentucky One Health Breeders' Cup Festival. So with the help of our partners, we have done a facelift. Flowers, benches, and painted sidewalks that are more pedestrian friendly. This is a pilot project. After the Breeders' Cup celebrations, we will involve the community in deciding whether the changes should be permanent.
Well, as the mayor said, company's coming. So, with that in mind, all eyes will be on Lexington here in about 9 weeks. And we started with a really simple premise. And when I say we, I actually mean Brandy Berryman, sitting right here. Brandy really is the brains, the inspiration behind this project. She took this, ran with it, and has been right there, should be standing here as opposed to me, really, is what I'm saying. But we started with a really simple notion. And that notion was that we're a world-class destination. We should have world-class streets. And we all know world-class streets when we see them, right? We know that they're the kind of places, places you run into in Charleston or Savannah, right? They don't have big flashy attractions, but they're the kind of place where you can get lost. You can walk around. You can spend hours strolling or dining or just hanging out, right? So with that in mind, what Brandy worked her magic on these 3 blocks is we expanded the areas you have to walk, right? So now you can get around a lot easier. We've shortened the crosswalks so that it's more safer for pedestrians. And as you watch, you'll see that people can get across this, back and forth across the street a lot faster and easier than they used to be able to. We've added tables and benches so that you have a place to have lunch or conversation. You can just sit, enjoy the day, as some of our friends are over here. And with the help of our friend Mr. Karloftis and with American Bloom and with Parks and Recreation, a lot of other folks that really helped us with this, we brought the Bounty of the Bluegrass downtown. And we've taken what was a very gray street and made it a really lovely one. So we've done all of this as a prototype, as the mayor said. So enjoy it over these next few months. And let's be glad that fall has settled in early in the Bluegrass. Late August is typically going to be a lot hotter. And so enjoy it now. We'll evaluate and address any problems in November once we've gotten past a couple of months.
And just like where we are right now, to me, this is the greatest thing that ever happened to Lexington, where we're sitting right now, and having this Thursday night live, and it extends into Friday, and you see people walking around and they're drinking and eating and they're enjoying the life and conversating with others. It's just the best thing that ever happened. It makes it feel like a real city, and I'm just so happy to be a part of it. And this Short Street renovation is just another layer that I think everybody's going to learn to love. And if you don't like parallel parking, that 1, 2, 3 parking is the greatest. So again, just happy to be a part of it.
Seems like it wasn't that long ago that there was a big banner that got slapped on the side of that building for the Breeders' Cup. And we had 3 great partners to start with to build this festival around. Obviously Keeneland and the courage it took to step up the plate and do that. Obviously the Breeders' Cup to have the confidence that they had in us to host it as a city. And the city itself and the contributions that they have. And since that banner went on the building, there's been about 40 of your fellow citizens, many that are scattered out here in the audience today, as well as about 30 sponsors that have worked together to build a festival week with one real purpose in mind, and that's to make sure we win this thing back. We don't want this to be a one-hit wonder. We want this to be something that the city can look forward to hopefully every 4 or 5 years, if Keeneland wants to have it back, of course, and we think they will. But over the last several months, there's 40 of your fellow citizens, corporate citizens, that have stepped up and helped us put together what we think is going to be a hell of a show. And whether it's Short Street, whether it's Cheapside Pavilion, or all parts of downtown, there's going to be a set of programming in a week. Right now, just to give you some quick facts, over 32 bands will be performing outdoor and live, wind, rain, snow, whatever. We'll have everybody out here. There will be art exhibits that will be taking place in different venues around. And I think one of the things that Bob and others touched on about the World Equestrian Games, I think one of my favorite memories, besides the entertainment itself, was the ability for people to walk around downtown. The energy that a festival zone creates with what Short Street is becoming, that's huge. And people being able to go from venue to venue, to be able to go to Courthouse Plaza and listen to a band, or go to Cheapside and have a cocktail. So I would encourage you all to go to our website, shameless plug, breederscupfestival.com, that will give you details on all the activities that we're going to have during that week. And trust me, I know it's a cliche, but we really do feel like that we've provided a lot of activities for any taste, whether it's music, art, etc. So at the end of the day, just my closing ask of you all is realize we are going to be guests. We're going to be entertaining a lot of guests. Let's make sure we've built programming to support that. But at the end of the day, Mary Quinn said it, it's about the smile, it's about the friendliness that we know that we can provide. So help us not only put on a great show for ourselves as well as our guests, but make sure we get it back. Thanks.
Quick story, many of you may not know this, but when Keeneland was formed in the mid-30s, when you look back at all of our founding documents, one of the largest concerns of our founding members was that if Keeneland, based on the site that it chose, would take energy and business and economic development away from downtown. Of course, a 5-minute drive out Versailles Road was a lot longer in the mid-30s than it is today, except when you have the traffic that we have out there. But one of the enduring parts of our mission has always been a redevelopment, a reinvestment of our dollars back into the community. And we are so excited about our partnership that we're able to do here on Short Street as part of this pilot project, as part of that mission, and fulfilling that and reinvesting those dollars that we make here back within the community. We're now just a little over 64 days away from the world coming to Keeneland for Breeders' Cup, in addition to the people that always come here for our sales in September and November. We are extremely excited. The preparations are well underway. We're actually down into a lot of the small details on things, as you all might imagine. It's going to be a fabulous event for this community, and we are afforded things and being able to do things that the Breeders' Cup has never seen at other locations that they've done, and it gives the city an opportunity to do some things that they've never done. Much like we saw with the World Equestrian Games, sometimes you need an excuse to do stuff. So Breeders' Cup is kind of our excuse right now to do a lot of things, and this pilot project is a good example example of that. So we're very excited about the preparations. We had our release yesterday that many of you may have seen about our park and ride location, so that we are providing a good seamless transition and transportation for all of our guests, no matter where they come from or where they happen to be sitting at the track on those days. So we encourage everybody not only to participate in the festival, but everything that Breeders' Cup is going to offer us that week, as well as all the events that we have all fall for our racing and sales season. So thank you all very much.
You want to give us a count? We're going to count? No, you can count. Give us.
3, 2, 1. For more information about the Breeders' Cup and what's coming up, you can log on to the city's website. It's lexingtonky.gov. And sad to say, summer is winding down, but there's still plenty of time to get out there, enjoy our parks, and the fall weather. We spoke with Kenneth Black of Lexington Parks and Recreation, and he told us about their archery program and their upcoming archery tournament.
The archery program that we've been running with the outdoor adventure programs has been designed to take people from a novice level and bring them, into intermediate. Maybe some people haven't had the opportunity to shoot bows in the past, or it's something that they've always wanted to get into but didn't know how. We've been offering archery programs for a while now, and this is the upcoming tournament's just another way to kind of showcase that for people, get people interested. It's already got a wide amount of popularity. There's a large following here in Kentucky and the surrounding states, and we just want to give people the opportunity to see it and participate in the archery programs, learn how to utilize the bows, learn how to utilize them correctly and safely. We want to make sure that everyone, ages 10 and up, because that's our guidelines on the program, have the opportunity to, see and experience it firsthand. We want to provide opportunities for people. The tournament that we're planning for the 5th of September will open at 8 a.m. and will run until approximately 4 p.m. We have 4 different competitions that we'll be shooting during this tournament, including a standard shoot, which is 3 rounds, 5 shots. It's based on a total cumulative score. We have a long distance 5-point shot, 5 shots, 5 different targets, and that will be based on the total number of targets shot. We have a long distance single shot, and then we have a short range speed shoot, which is 20 shots in under 2 minutes. All archers are encouraged to bring as much of their own equipment as they have. You will be required to bring your own bow, and we prefer that you bring your own arrows. Field tips only. There will be no broadheads, mechanical heads, or things of such nature. There is a $5 fee for each competition that you wish to shoot. There is no cost for general admission for people that would like to spectate, or if you'd like to come on and cheer on the shooters and enjoy a good day of competition. We'll be more than happy to have you. We will have vendors out there to offer food, drinks, and showcase some of the new equipment coming out in the archery world and get everybody ready for bow season. If you want to get more information on our archery programs or the tournament, or to pre-register for the tournament, go ahead and you can give us a call at 859-225-4073. Ask for Kenny Black. I'll be more than happy to help you out and give you any information you may need. Also, if you go to www.lexingtonky.gov/parks, we have a lot of information on that website. It's very easy to navigate. You can go in there and find information about not just this event, but future upcoming events that we'll be having here at Parks and Recreation.
For more information about the archery program and the upcoming archery tournament, you can log on to the city's website. It's lexingtonky.gov. And just as there is still plenty of fun to be had at Lexington's parks, there's a lot of excitement going on at Lexington Senior Center. Here's what's on tap for this month and on this week's edition of Senior Notes. whether you're headed to the senior center or just to work, you want to know what traffic is going to look like. And that's where the Division of Government Communications has got you covered, especially in the morning with our show, Crosstown Traffic. The show airs live weekday mornings from 6:30 to 8:30 and gives you the most up-to-date traffic news and even a street view with our live cameras so you can see where the delays are before you even leave the house. Remember, that's Crosstown Traffic only on GTV3. Now here's a look at this week's lane closure report. Remember, you can get traffic updates 24/7 by following us on Twitter. Our handle is @LexRex. Well, as usual, it's going to be another busy week here in City Hall. Here's a quick look at what's on the schedule, but for a complete listing of meetings and events, you can log on to the city's website. You know where to find us, lexingtonky.gov. That's all for this edition of Lexington Now. We'll return next week with more news from your urban county government. But in the meantime, you can keep up with what we're doing by following us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. For the staff and producers at GTV3, I'm Sherelle Roberts, and that's it for now.